Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by rolling hills, there lived an old woman named Meera. She was gentle, wise, and always wore a smile that could brighten the darkest day. Everyone in the village loved her, and they often visited her, seeking advice or simply a listening ear. One sunny morning, a young man named Rohan approached her. He looked troubled and weary. "Grandmother," he said softly, "you are always so happy, no matter what happens. How do you do it? Don't bad things ever make you sad?" Meera chuckled softly and gestured for him to sit. "My dear," she said gently, "life is like a river. Sometimes it flows gently, sometimes it crashes over rocks. There will always be ups and downs. But happiness doesn't come from the river. It comes from the way you float along it." Rohan frowned. "I don't understand. How can you stay happy when bad things happen?" Meera's eyes sparkled. "Let me tell you a story from my own life. A story I hope will guide you. When I was young," she began softly, "I had a family, a husband, and 2 children. We weren't rich, but our home was full of laughter. One year, my husband fell gravely ill. We had little money, and I did everything I could to save him. But it was not enough. The day he passed away was the hardest of my life. I wept for days, thinking I would never be happy again." Rohan listened, eyes wide. "How did you get through that?" he asked. Meera took a deep breath. "At first, I allowed my grief to overwhelm me. But slowly, I realized that my children needed me. I had to find a way to keep living, to keep smiling. I discovered that happiness is not the absence of pain, but the decision to see the light despite it. Every morning," she continued gently, "I remind myself that today is a new day. Some days are harder than others, but there is always something to be thankful for. Maybe the sun rises, maybe a bird sings, or maybe I see a neighbor with a kind smile. There is always a small reason to feel joy." Rohan tilted his head. "But what if something terrible happens? Can you still be happy then?" Meera smiled knowingly. "It's not easy. Life will throw challenges at you. But I tell myself, this too shall pass. Pain and sorrow are like clouds. They may cover the sky for a while, but the sun is always behind them, waiting to shine." She leaned closer, her voice warm and calm. "Happiness is a choice. You can dwell on what's lost and stay sad, or you can focus on what remains and find joy. I chose the latter, and it changed everything. It didn't erase my pain, but it gave me the strength to keep going, to live fully, and to love deeply." Rohan nodded slowly, beginning to understand. "So, even when life is hard, you can find something good?" he asked. Meera laughed softly, a warm sound like a gentle breeze. "Exactly. Every day holds little miracles. If you look closely, they are everywhere. A blooming flower, a kind word, a laugh shared with a friend. They all matter." She continued, "I started practicing this daily. Each morning, I searched for one thing that made me happy. Sometimes it was big, sometimes it was tiny, and gradually, my heart felt lighter. Even sadness became easier to bear, because I was choosing joy alongside it." Rohan thought about her words. "I want to try that," he said quietly. Meera reached out and held his hand. "Remember, young one, happiness is not found in wealth, possessions, or perfect circumstances. It is found in how you view the world and how you nurture your heart each day." Over the next few weeks, Rohan followed her advice. He began noticing small joys, the laughter of children playing, the scent of fresh flowers, the warmth of sunlight on his face. Slowly, his worries felt lighter. He realized that even when things went wrong, he could still choose to see the good. Word of Meera's wisdom spread across the village. People began to change, noticing that their happiness did not depend on perfect circumstances. The village grew brighter, more cheerful, and more united. Everyone learned the power of gratitude and the choice to be happy. And so, the secret of happiness was shared. It comes from within. Life will have challenges, sorrow, and pain. But each day, we can choose to find something beautiful, to smile, to be grateful, and to embrace the small joys that make life meaningful.